A'udzubillahiminasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Annisa Sharfina Zahra. My matric number is 12521233039. I'm here. I want to explain about physical versus digital. Okay, this presentation I want to explain what the differences between physical and digital. In today's digital age, we often choose between physical and digital format in different aspects of life: books, music, games, and business transaction. Each format has advantages and disadvantages, affecting how we interact with technology and media. Understanding these differences help us decide which suits our needs and preferences the best. Okay, for the second, we can look the differences of ownership and accessibility about physical item and digital items. Okay, for the first, physical items give a sense of real ownership. You can hold a book, a CD, or a game that remain yours no matter what changes happen with companies or technology. And we can look to digital items. Over easy access, you can download or stream content instantly without needing a physical storage space. However, digital ownership depends on platforms. If a service shuts down, access to content may be lost.
Digital versus physical games, which is better? Digital games are very convenient. You can play them the second they're released. You'll never scratch or lose them, and your library of games is all in here when you travel. Physical games can be resold and shared with other gamers. They look great on your shelf, and you can play them after digital stores are gone. Which do you prefer?
Okay, next we'll look about cost and durability. For the first, physical products. Physical products often have resale value. Rare books or limited edition games can increase in worth over time. However, they can get damaged, lost, or outdated. And we can look for digital content. It's usually cheaper and can be updated regularly. However, users must consider the risk of losing access if a platform or service stops operating.
I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how they think that digital copies of games should be cheaper than physical copies of games. And I think that, when you first look at that, it does kind of make sense. But to be honest, it makes a lot of sense as to why they're pretty much the same price, or the digital ones are more expensive. You gotta figure, once the physical copies are made and shipped out, they just sit on the shelf and it's no additional cost to the actual manufacturer of the game, right? But if you're doing digital copies of games, you have to pay for the server space as well as the database that's holding all of the keys and everything for the game. So it actually ends up being about the same price, if not more expensive, for a digital game copy than a physical one. And like I said, I've seen a bunch of people talking about this, so I think I'm going to do a much deeper dive on this and see what I can find out and why the cost is the way that it is. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that digital copies should be cheaper than physical copies, or what?
Okay, we'll look about environmental impact. For the first, physical items require materials like paper and plastic, as well as transportation, which contribute to waste and carbon emissions. Their production and distribution have a large environmental impact. And we'll look to digital format. Digital formats reduce physical waste by relying on servers and electronic devices, which consume a lot of energy. Data centers and electronic devices leave a significant carbon footprint.
We talk about being environmentally conscious, but did you know that what's in your hand right now is actually polluting the environment? Yes, I call our cell phones polluters because these devices generate carbon emissions, increasing our own carbon footprint whenever we connect to the internet, stream, upload, or download. According to some researchers, using social media for a little over 2 hours every day for a year releases the same amount of carbon emissions as a drive from Columbia, South Carolina to Chattanooga, Tennessee in a standard size car. The carbon emitted by our posts, likes, shares comes from data data centers, and network infrastructure, among other sources, many of which are highly reliant on non-renewable energy sources. Yes, I know, we depend on our electronics every day. However, we can make a few changes to help reduce our carbon footprint. For example, video uses more energy than audio, so switch from a video to an audio meeting. Download albums or movies rather than stream them, because data centers take up a lot of energy. So please be conscious next time you're on your device. Try to remember the effects it has on our environment.
Okay, I have explained all about physical, what differences between physical and digital, of the ownership and accessibility, and cost and durability, environmental impact, user experience, and preferences. So, in conclusion, about all, both physical and digital formats have unique advantages. The best choice depends on personal. Choice depends on personal preference, convenience, and long-term use. As technology advances, combining both formats might be the best solution to enjoy their full benefits. Okay, maybe that's enough from me. Thank you for your attention. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.